Also gut, jetzt müssen wir zurück zum Wohntrakt gehen und dann mit Fielding sprechen. Des Weiteren natürlich müssen wir dann jetzt auch mal Lyney finden. Wir müssen herausfinden, was seine Mission hier ist. Naja, obwohl, was eigentlich seine Mission sein wird, das wissen wir ja eigentlich ja sowieso auch schon mal. Durch den Trailer. Oder anders gesagt, vom Livestream von Version 4.1. Er ist, hier auf der Suche nach seinen beiden Geschwistern. Lynette und Fréminet. Denn aus irgendeinem Grund sollen die auch hier sein. Aber das werden wir wohl höchstwahrscheinlich nach und nach in Erfahrung bringen können. Aber eine andere Aufgabe wird sicherlich auch von ihm sein, herauszufinden, was mit dem Grafen geschehen ist. Und wie ich ja sowieso auch denke, er wird sich sicherlich in Wasser aufgelöst haben.
The Traveler in Paimon, right? Listen up. As new inmates, the only thing you need to worry about is what to do and when to do it. Don't make any extra trouble for yourself. Your bunks are right over there. Follow me.
So this is where we'll be sleeping from now on. Oh, Paimon can't believe this! The days of staying home and reading detective stories are like a dream now. By the way, Traveler, we saw a lot of things worth investigating just now. Even though the Duke didn't say it too directly, judging from what he said at the end, it seems that he was only welcoming because we know Neuvillette. We are criminals, and Paimon did eat that cake, but we're actually here to help Neuvillette. Is it possible that he knows we're here on a mission? Or is Paimon overthinking things?
Naja, vielleicht weiß er mehr.
Yeah, Paimon thinks so too. He probably knew why we came here from the very beginning and intentionally wanted to send us a message. Maybe something like, "Hey, I have my eyes on you, so don't try anything funny."
Naja, da wir schon hier sind.
Yeah, you're right. It's not like we can go back to Neuvillette empty-handed and say, "The dude looks scary, so we gave up." And besides, the Duke said that he was willing to go out of his way to show respect for Neuvillette, right? So, we at least need to try. But Paimon hasn't gotten a clue where we should start our investigation.
Und da war noch etwas Wichtiges. Nämlich Lyney.
You mean?
Ja. Lyneys Anwesenheit hier.
Yeah, that's what Paimon was thinking too. Paimon almost spilled the beans when we ran into him. Fortunately, based on his attitude, it looks like the Duke sees Lyney as just another inmate. We worked so hard to help clear Lyney and Lynette's names, and yet we turn around and bam! He's in prison anyway!
Na, ich schätze, er ist aus demselben Grund hier wie wir.
Oh, right! Lyney and Lynette are from the House of the Hearth. They work for the Knave, so they could be here to investigate too!
Hey, schau, da drüben ist etwas.
Huh? Oh, it's a card! Paimon didn't notice it earlier. It looks like a magician's prop. Lyney must have left it here. He's in prison and still doing his little tricks, huh? Let Paimon have a look. It was nice to bump into you again. Let's catch up in the production zone tomorrow. What in the world? It's written like he's greeting a buddy on the street. Paimon thought he'd write something important.
Das beweist allerdings auch, dass er auch etwas vorhat.
If you say so. We can ask him what's going on tomorrow. Let's get some rest now.
Ein guter Plan. Mit etwas Beklommenheit verbringt ihr eure erste Nacht im Fort. Die Knochen tun weh, aber das ist okay. Du bist heute früh auf, Paimon.
Well, it's Paimon's first day as a prisoner. Last night, Paimon dreamed about getting interrogated by the guards until Paimon told them everything, and then Paimon woke up.
Du hast ihnen alles erzählt?
Hey, come on! It's just a dream, okay? Paimon wouldn't really squeal. Maybe.
Hey, lazy bones. What are you still doing here? If you don't want to starve, then get yourselves over to the production zone.
Sorry! We're going right away!
Dann mal ran an die Arbeit. Nachdem ihr Fielding nach dem Standort des Produktionstrakts gefragt habt, machen wir uns auf den Weg. Also gut. Auf und davon. Der erste Tag im Produktionstrakt. Wir machen uns auf den Weg und wollen dann erstmal Lyney befragen. Ist er auch wegen dem Grafen hier? Warte mal, ist es unten? Ganz offensichtlich. Ist es noch weit? Okay, noch weiter unten kann es jetzt nicht sein. Oder doch? Fester Energiespeicher, mobiler Energiespeicher. Also irgendwie so ganz wird's einem jetzt nicht so recht gesagt, wo wir jetzt hin müssen. Ich glaube, wir müssen, wie es aussieht, wohl doch noch eine Etage höher wieder. Schwer zu sagen jetzt. Müssen wir jetzt nach oben oder nach unten? Ich glaube, anscheinend müssen wir erstmal teleportieren und danach... Ah, der Aufzug. Ich glaube, der könnte uns jetzt mehr... Ich weiß nicht, bringt uns das jetzt der Sack hier weiter? Anscheinend ja doch, aber wieso wurde uns das eben nicht so angezeigt? Tja, der Produktionstrakt. Da fällt mir gerade eine andere Sache mal ein. Ach, jetzt auf einmal wird der Sack hier der Weltauftrag angezeigt. Aber wenn er sagt, das Ganze sowieso hier in Fort Meropid stattfindet. Mit dem Spiel der Reichen, die unvollendete Komödie. Wieso hätten wir das, der sagt, schon beginnen können? Wir waren doch, er sagt, noch nicht hier gewesen. Und hätten wir, er sagt, das Fort betreten können, ohne, er sagt, den Archontenauftrag zu machen? Glaube ich ja irgendwie nicht. Aber hier haben wir jetzt also die Produktionsstätte der Uhrwerkmeckers. Ist irgendwie hier weniger los als erwartet.
Ah, you must be the catch of the day. Looks like you've got some luck getting assigned this space.
Yep, we just arrived yesterday and...
Don't interrupt me when I'm speaking.
Yes, sir.
Listen carefully to my instructions. I don't want any mishaps. Every machine here is worth more than the both of you. Working around these machines can be very dangerous. Do your job well, and you can eat in the cafeteria after your shift. Get sloppy, and you dine in the infirmary. Anyway, the Fortress of Merope doesn't want to lose a single one of its machines. And it also doesn't want to waste the production potential of any inmate. You got that?
Got it!
Your job is to use the machine over there to process widgets. Watch carefully, and make sure you step on the pedal at the right time. If the machine gets jammed, then give it a little maintenance with your fist. Here, take this. Bring me the processed widgets, and I'll give you some credit coupons in exchange.
Na gut, beim Schmieden und Bearbeiten von Werkstücken wird zunächst das unbearbeitete Werkstück in die Maschine eingelegt. Interagiere dann mit der Maschine, um die Herausforderung zu starten. Sollten Werkstücke beim Drehen mal feststecken, musst du das drehende Stück angreifen, damit die Maschine wieder ihren Betrieb aufnimmt. Springe, sobald die Basis der Werkstücks leuchtet, um eine Schmiedearbeit abzuschließen. Vergiss nicht nach Beenden des Minispiels deine erfolgreich bearbeiteten Werkstücke einzusammeln. Tja.
Once the widget is hot enough to glow, jump to step on the pedal and... So if the machine gets jammed, you just need to attack it to fix the problem. Okay, you got this! Great! Now we can report back to the foreman and give him the processed widgets!
War einfacher als gedacht.
This one is tolerable. Though since the processing is done by machine, the product is all pretty much the same anyway. Alright, I'll pass you for now. And we'll count up how many credit coupons you've earned.
Paimon's exhausted. We're done now, right? Oh, that foreman. He's so scary that Paimon couldn't even speak. Ugh. Even though Paimon's starving and wants to head straight to the coupon cafeteria, we still need to meet Lyney first, right? He probably just finished up his work, too. He should be around here somewhere.
Gut, dann versuchen wir ihn mal zu finden. Tauschsteine zur Ermittlung 400. Okay, die Dinger werden der Sack sicherlich auch noch sehr wichtig für uns werden.
Lyney? Mr. Magician? Where are you? Oh, this had better not be some disappearing act. He doesn't seem to be around here. Let's try looking somewhere else.
Ja, vielleicht jetzt erstmal nach oben suchen. Im Großen und Ganzen ist eigentlich das Fort auch nichts anderes als eine weitere große Stadt.
Where could he be? Did he decide to slack off and sleep the day away?
Hey, over here.
Oh, you scared Paimon! How did you appear out of nowhere like that?
Oh, you scare so easily now? Is there something worrying you these days?
You little... The only thing we're worried about was trying to find you.
Sorry. Come over here and keep it down.
Oh, Lynette! You're here too! You two really are inseparable.
That's right. My brother simply can't stand to be away from me.
It's not just Lynette. Fréminet is also here. Do you still remember him?
Oh, you mean that diver from the House of the Hearth, right? Paimon remembers seeing him in the court of Fontaine before. Now hurry up and tell us, how did you end up as criminals this time? We fought so hard at court to prove you were innocent, but now it looks like our incredible court battle was for nothing!
Sadly, even the teeniest of things can land you in prison these days. I put together a street performance and used the popularity we gained from the Opera House incident to attract a big crowd.
And then?
Next, I invited several audience members to participate in the show. And then, with the entire audience watching, their wallet suddenly disappeared.
My brother was charged with theft, and I was charged as his accomplice, having assisted him in his crime.
It really isn't that bad. The missing wallets are all in the leftmost drawer of the Maison Gardiennage's big filing cabinet. We just need to see how long it takes to discover them.
Yep, we should be released then.
In terms of the magic trick itself, I think the performance went perfectly.
Leave it to Lyney to magic himself into prison.
Naja, der Punkt ist, weshalb ihr eigentlich hierher gekommen seid.
Indeed. Last time I hid my identity from you, I promised that I'd tell you absolutely everything if you were angry about it. No more secrets. So I don't plan on keeping anything from you this time either. At the moment, the House of the Hearth's interests don't conflict with yours at all. We were instructed by the father of our house, the Knave, to come here and conduct an investigation.
Told you so! See? Paimon guessed right.
As for what we're investigating, perhaps you haven't heard, but the fortress of Meropide hides a secret. Some even say that the entire fortress exists just to protect it. The House of the Hearth has been investigating this for a very long time, trying to uncover its mysteries. But recently, all of our informants, including the ones that had infiltrated the guards, suddenly vanished and have not been heard from since. We believe that this is a direct provocation, and it's the reason why we came here.
Warum bleibt ihr bei diesem Geheimnis so hartnäckig?
Father has somehow managed to confirm that Focalors does not have Fontaine's gnosis.
Huh? How did she manage to learn information that important?
Father has her ways. Many of them are beyond our imagination, and we've never had the chance to see her at work. But we trust her conclusions.
It was this information that led us to suspect that Fontaine's gnosis might be in the fortress of Meropide and is related to that secret.
Oder vielleicht eher in der Oper. Das könnte natürlich auch sein.
So it's all about the gnosis again.
Well, that's about it from our side. How about you two? Did Monsieur Nervulette send you here?
Bingo! The Knave has been applying a lot of pressure. She wants to know what happened to Child, so we came here to investigate. Traveler, are we allowed to tell them?
Naja, du hast schon alles gesagt.
You don't need to worry too much about that. She's just asking for a report on Master Child's predicament as a means of pressuring you. Father used this situation as a pretext to negotiate with two high-ranking officials in the court of Fontaine. She actually just wants to be able to make concessions on this matter for gains elsewhere, almost like a bargaining chip.
Sometimes you need an excuse to do things you otherwise couldn't. And a harbinger is more valuable than you might imagine.
Of course, it's not a complete farce. If we do manage to find out what happened to Master Child too, then diplomatic relations with Fontaine could improve, and Snezhnaya might even be able to adjust its stance a bit.
Is it just Paimon, or does it feel like we're the only ones who actually care about Child's situation? The relationship between the Harbingers must be as bad as ever.
I wouldn't go that far. Father just has different standards than we do when it comes to what can be sacrificed for an advantage. By the way, I have a suggestion. Why don't we team up? Even though we have different objectives, we're both here to investigate the fortress of Meropide. It would be more efficient for us to work together. As you know, the House of the Hearth has many reasons to seek the Gnosis, but our highest priority remains resolving the prophesized crisis. You can trust us on that.
Tut mir leid, aber ich muss Nein sagen.
See, I told you.
Is that so? Sure enough, it won't be easy to convince them to cooperate with us.
Lenny seems to be thinking pretty hard about something.
Of course he is. Lyney has been looking forward to a chance to reach an understanding with you ever since last we met. Or, I should say, we were really looking forward to teaming up with you this time.
Lynette, just tell them everything, why don't you?
It's okay to open up a little.
Tja, aber wenn es ernst wird, überdenke ich meine Entscheidung vielleicht noch einmal.
Very prudent of you, and consistent with your behavior since we first met. That's reasonable enough, and I agreed to cooperate on these terms as well. I was prepared for the worst, but you were actually more agreeable than I anticipated. All right then, there's no time to lose. I have some information to share, so listen carefully. Since Lynette and I arrived here, our investigation uncovered the fact that the fortress of Meropide has a forbidden zone. Most people just clammed up and wouldn't talk, but after asking the right questions, we were able to confirm the existence of the forbidden zone from the guards. You should be aware of that while you're investigating.
A forbidden zone? Could that be where the child disappeared to? You're right, we'll definitely keep that in mind.
Good. That's the most suspicious thing about the fortress that we know of so far. We have a few other unanswered questions, and we'll be investigating those as quickly as we can. Anyway, I hope you find our information useful at least. Oh, look at the time. You two must be hungry. You should go to the coupon cafeteria and get something to eat. I'll use my cards to get in touch with you again in the future.
Oh, that's just what Paimon wanted to hear! Paimon's starving after all that work today. We can talk more about the investigation later. Let's go get some grub!
Na gut, dann würde ich mal sagen, gehen wir, sag auch mal was essen. Und dann im nächsten Part schauen wir doch mal weiter, ob wir etwas über die verbotene Zone des Forts herausfinden können. So oder so, wartet mal, da muss ich erstmal das hier wieder mal anklicken, das dann erstmal wieder überspringen. Ein paar neue Waffen gibt es, er sagt jetzt auch, er sagt hier. Interessant, da hat es mal ein bisschen angepasst. Oder ich habe, er sagt, noch nicht so drauf geachtet. Aber der Dreizack ist, er sagt, neu, die Ballade der Fjorde. Zeremonielle Njade. Spross der flammenden Sonne. Lass uns reden. Wolfzahn. Okay, einige Sachen sind aber immer noch gleich geblieben. Nun denn, strahlende Ernte, Ursache und Wirkung gehen in die Nähe des... Hä? Wieso haben wir jetzt auf einmal einen neuen Auftrag gekriegt? Strahlende Ernte, Ursache und... Ah, das ist das neue Event jetzt. Das hat also jetzt begonnen? Ach ja, strahlende Ernte. Das muss jetzt begonnen haben. Aber bis dahin dauert es jetzt auch noch ein paar Tage, bis ich dann dieses Event in Angriff nehmen werde. Wie schon gesagt, als nächstes gehen wir erstmal was essen. Und danach werden wir auf jeden Fall weiterhin ein paar Untersuchungen anstellen. Und vor allem, wo dann die verbotene Zone hier ist. Es wird auf jeden Fall noch einiges hier zu ermitteln geben. Und damit sage ich jetzt erst einmal Tschüss, bis zum nächsten Mal. Bis dann und ciao.